Feeling like self-doubt holds you back from reaching your full potential. What if you could transform your confidence and take charge of your life? Dive into Boost Your Confidence by Melanie Fennell and discover practical strategies that can help you break free from self-limiting beliefs. Are you ready to build lasting self-assurance and tackle challenges head-on? Boost Your Confidence by Melanie Fennell offers a comprehensive guide to overcoming self-doubt and building lasting self-confidence. The book presents actionable techniques and insights designed to help readers challenge negative self-perceptions, embrace their strengths, and develop a positive self-image. With practical exercises and real-life examples, Fennell provides a roadmap for cultivating confidence in various aspects of life. Melanie Fennell is a renowned psychologist and author specializing in cognitive behavioral therapy. With extensive experience in helping individuals overcome self-doubt and anxiety, Fennell has become a respected voice in mental health. Her work is informed by both her clinical practice and her commitment to empowering people to achieve their full potential. Section 1. Why confidence matters. Confidence is an essential quality that influences nearly every aspect of our lives. When lacking in confidence, individuals may find themselves struggling with self-doubt, anxiety, and fear of failure. These feelings can lead to missed opportunities, strained relationships, and a reduced quality of life. Confidence plays a crucial role in how we perceive ourselves and how others perceive us. It affects our ability to take risks, express our opinions, and pursue our goals. Without confidence, even the most skilled and knowledgeable individuals may fail to reach their full potential. The challenge lies in understanding the importance of confidence and recognizing the signs of low self-esteem that can hold us back. Developing confidence involves several practical techniques that can be integrated into daily life. One effective method is cognitive restructuring, which involves identifying and challenging negative thoughts that undermine self-confidence. By replacing these thoughts with more positive and realistic ones, individuals can gradually change their mindset. Another useful approach is setting achievable goals, which allows individuals to build a track record of success and boost their confidence incrementally. Visualization techniques, where one imagines themselves succeeding in challenging situations, can also reinforce a positive self-image. Additionally, practicing assertiveness in communication helps individuals express their needs and desires more clearly, thereby enhancing their self-confidence. Consider the case of a talented graphic designer who constantly doubted her abilities despite receiving positive feedback from clients and colleagues. Her lack of confidence led her to shy away from taking on leadership roles and new challenges at work. She often second-guessed her creative decisions and feared that her work was not good enough. This self-doubt stemmed from a negative inner dialogue that had been ingrained in her since childhood, where she was often criticized for not being good enough. By learning to challenge these deeply rooted beliefs through cognitive restructuring, she began to recognize the value of her work and her potential. She set small, manageable goals, such as volunteering to lead a project at work, and gradually built her confidence. Over time, she noticed a significant improvement in her ability to handle feedback and take on new challenges, leading to career growth and a stronger sense of self-worth. Section 2. Where does your low self-confidence come from? Low self-confidence can be a pervasive and challenging issue, affecting every aspect of one's life. People often feel inadequate, constantly doubting their abilities, and fearing that others will judge them negatively. These feelings can stem from deep-rooted beliefs and experiences, leading to a cycle of self-doubt that seems impossible to break. It's as if every failure, no matter how small, reinforces a belief that they are simply not good enough. This mindset can cause individuals to avoid challenges, fearing that they will confirm their perceived inadequacies. The root of low self-confidence often lies in past experiences, especially those that were negative or critical, which have shaped their current view of themselves. One effective technique is to challenge these negative beliefs by examining the evidence behind them. This involves asking whether there is any real proof that one is incompetent or unworthy. Often, people find that their fears are based more on emotions than facts. Another approach is to gradually expose oneself to situations that trigger low self-confidence. By facing these situations and experiencing small successes, individuals can begin to rebuild their confidence. It's also helpful to replace negative self-talk with more balanced and realistic thoughts. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, one might consider what could go right or remind themselves of past successes. These strategies help break the cycle of negative thinking and create a more positive self-image. Take a young professional, for example, who constantly struggled with self-doubt at work. She was always anxious before meetings, convinced that her colleagues were judging her harshly. This fear had its roots in her childhood, where she was often criticized by a strict teacher for not meeting high expectations. Every time she made a mistake, it felt like a confirmation of her inadequacy. Over time, she began to avoid speaking up in meetings, believing that she would only embarrass herself. However, when she started to challenge these beliefs by reflecting on her actual performance, she realized that her colleagues respected her opinions and valued her contributions. By gradually participating more in meetings and focusing on her strengths, her confidence grew, and she no longer felt paralyzed by fear. Section 3. Getting to know you. What stops your self-confidence grow? Self-confidence often falters when people internalize negative beliefs about themselves, which may have originated from past experiences, criticisms, or comparisons with others. These beliefs, even when unfounded, can become deeply ingrained and lead to a cycle of self-doubt, fear of failure, and avoidance of challenges. When people continually question their worth or abilities, they stop themselves from taking risks or pursuing opportunities that could boost their self-esteem. The underlying issue is often a distorted perception of oneself, where failures are magnified and successes are downplayed. Recognizing and challenging these negative beliefs is crucial. The section emphasizes the importance of identifying specific thoughts that undermine self-confidence. One technique is to track these thoughts and examine the evidence supporting them. Are they based on facts, or are they assumptions influenced by past experiences? Reframing negative thoughts into more balanced and realistic perspectives helps in breaking the cycle of self-doubt. Practicing self-compassion is another key strategy, where individuals learn to treat themselves with the same kindness and understanding they would offer a friend. Melanie Fennell illustrates these concepts with the story of a woman who struggled with self-confidence due to a critical incident in her childhood. She had always been good at art, but one day, her teacher harshly criticized her work in front of the class. This experience left her feeling humiliated and convinced that she was not talented. As an adult, she avoided any situation where her creative abilities might be judged, fearing the same rejection. By working through the techniques mentioned earlier, she gradually recognized that her teacher's criticism was not a definitive judgment of her abilities, but one person's opinion. This realization helped her to begin rebuilding her confidence and to approach creative projects with a more open and positive mindset. Section 4. How to stop anxiety holding you back. Feelings of anxiety can creep in when faced with challenging situations, leaving one paralyzed and unable to move forward. It's common to experience self-doubt, fear of failure, and overwhelming stress, all of which can prevent someone from taking necessary actions, even when they have the skills or knowledge required. This anxiety often manifests as physical symptoms like a racing heart, sweating, or a tight chest, which can make the situation feel even more daunting. One effective technique is learning to break the cycle of anxiety by focusing on what can be controlled in the moment. Breathing exercises are recommended to calm the physical symptoms, as deep breathing helps slow down the heart rate and brings a sense of control. Another approach is to challenge negative thoughts by questioning their validity and considering alternative, more balanced perspectives. It's also beneficial to practice exposure by gradually facing anxiety-provoking situations in small, manageable steps, which helps build confidence over time. For example, imagine someone who feels intense anxiety before speaking in public. This person might avoid such situations entirely, reinforcing their fear. But through gradual exposure, they could start by speaking in front of a small, supportive group. Over time, as they repeatedly face this situation and use techniques like deep breathing and cognitive restructuring, their anxiety diminishes. Eventually, they may find themselves able to speak confidently in front of larger audiences, realizing that the feared outcomes are often far less likely than they initially believed. Section 5. Challenging your inner critic. When people struggle with confidence, it's often because of a persistent inner critic that constantly judges and undermines their self-worth. This critic can be relentless, attacking at vulnerable moments and causing self-doubt, anxiety, and feelings of inadequacy. These harsh self-judgments are rooted in past experiences, where individuals may have internalized negative feedback from others. This internal voice becomes a constant companion, making it difficult to see strengths and achievements clearly, and often leading to a negative self-perception that feels unshakable. Countering this inner critic involves recognizing its voice and the specific ways it manifests in daily life. One technique is to externalize the critic, viewing it as separate from oneself rather than an integral part of one's identity. By doing so, people can begin to challenge the critic's validity and question the accuracy of its statements. Replacing negative self-talk with more balanced, compassionate, and realistic self-assessments helps in weakening the critic's influence. Additionally, using evidence from personal experiences to refute the critic's harsh judgments can reinforce a more positive and truthful self-view. In one example, a person who often felt inadequate at work, despite frequent praise from colleagues, struggled with a voice in their head that constantly told them they were a fraud and that any success was due to luck rather than skill. This inner critic echoed past experiences of being criticized harshly by a parent for not meeting high standards. By identifying this voice as the internalized criticism from their parent, they were able to start separating it from their own self-evaluation. They began to actively remind themselves of their accomplishments and the positive feedback they had received, gradually replacing the negative self-talk with affirmations based on reality. As a result, they noticed a significant reduction in the power the inner critic had over their confidence and started feeling more secure in their abilities. Section 6. Accepting yourself for who you are. Accepting yourself for who you are addresses the struggles people face when they find it difficult to embrace their true selves. Many individuals grapple with self-acceptance, often due to negative self-judgments or societal pressures that impose unrealistic standards. This struggle can lead to feelings of inadequacy and undermine self-confidence, making it hard to recognize one's own worth. One effective technique suggested is to practice self-compassion. This involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Additionally, acknowledging and celebrating your unique qualities and achievements can help shift focus away from perceived flaws. Regularly reflecting on your strengths and accomplishments rather than only your shortcomings can foster a more positive self-image. For instance, consider a person who always felt inadequate because they didn't meet the high expectations set by their peers and society. They might have worked tirelessly to achieve external validation, but this left them feeling unfulfilled. Through a process of self-reflection and guidance, they began to recognize and appreciate their own achievements, no matter how small. By setting personal goals and celebrating each success, they gradually started to accept their own worth and reduce the negative impact of societal standards. Section 7. Changing your rules for living. Many people have internal rules or standards for how they believe life should be, which can often lead to feelings of inadequacy or frustration. These rules might include expectations like, "I must always be successful," or "I should never make mistakes." Such rigid standards can set people up for constant disappointment because they are nearly impossible to meet all the time. The problem arises when these rules are not flexible and don't account for the reality that everyone makes mistakes or faces setbacks. To address these issues, it's important to start by identifying and challenging these self-imposed rules. By questioning the validity of these standards and considering more flexible alternatives, individuals can reduce the pressure they place on themselves. The book suggests that adopting a more compassionate and realistic perspective can help. This might involve replacing strict rules with more reasonable expectations and acknowledging that occasional failures are a natural part of growth and learning. For instance, consider someone who believes they must always excel in every project they undertake. They might push themselves excessively, leading to stress and burnout. After a challenging project that didn't go as planned, they may feel demoralized and question their abilities. By reassessing their standards and accepting that not every project needs to be perfect, this individual can begin to feel more balanced and less overwhelmed, recognizing that learning from mistakes is valuable and necessary for personal development. Section 8. Who would you like to be? Struggling with self-perception and aspirations can deeply affect one's confidence and sense of identity. Many individuals grapple with feelings of inadequacy and uncertainty about who they wish to become, feeling disconnected from their true potential. This often manifests as a lack of direction and difficulty in pursuing goals, leading to frustration and a diminished self-worth. People may find themselves questioning their abilities and the person they envision becoming, which can prevent them from taking proactive steps toward personal growth. To address these challenges, the book suggests a methodical approach to envisioning one's ideal self. By encouraging introspection, the author proposes exercises that help individuals clarify their values, goals, and desires. Techniques include creating detailed mental images of one's future self, setting specific and achievable goals, and reflecting on the attributes and skills that one admires in others. This process involves identifying the gaps between the current self and the desired self, and then developing actionable plans to bridge those gaps. Practical strategies such as setting short-term objectives and seeking mentorship or support networks are also recommended to facilitate progress and bolster self-belief. In one example, a person feeling stuck in their career was guided through a visualization exercise. They were asked to imagine themselves in a future job role that aligned with their passions and strengths. Initially, they found it challenging to picture themselves in this new role due to self-doubt and the fear of failure. However, through a series of reflective questions and goal-setting activities, they gradually developed a clearer vision of their aspirations. This newfound clarity empowered them to pursue relevant training and seek opportunities aligned with their long-term goals, significantly improving their confidence and motivation. Section 9. Shape your future. When contemplating how to shape your future, the focus is on the challenges people face in envisioning and working towards a fulfilling life. Many individuals struggle with self-doubt, uncertainty, and a lack of direction, which often stems from past experiences and ingrained beliefs about their capabilities. The idea of creating a future that feels authentic and achievable can seem daunting when past failures or fears of the unknown loom large. People frequently feel stuck in their current situations, unable to break free from patterns of behavior and thought that have limited their growth. This struggle is compounded by the pressure to conform to external expectations or standards, which can overshadow personal aspirations and authentic desires. To address these issues, the book emphasizes the importance of setting clear, actionable goals and developing a structured plan to achieve them. It suggests breaking down long-term objectives into smaller, manageable steps that can be tackled incrementally. Visualization techniques are recommended to help individuals picture their desired future and build a sense of motivation and commitment. Additionally, the text encourages readers to identify and challenge limiting beliefs that may hinder progress, promoting a mindset that embraces possibility and resilience. Strategies for monitoring progress and adjusting goals as needed are also highlighted, ensuring that individuals remain adaptable and focused on their path. An illustrative example provided in the book involves a person who felt trapped in a monotonous job and yearned for a more fulfilling career. This individual had always dreamed of starting a business, but was held back by fear and a lack of confidence. By applying the techniques suggested, such as setting incremental goals and visualizing success, the person gradually took steps towards entrepreneurship. They began by researching their business idea, creating a plan, and setting small, achievable milestones. Over time, these efforts led to the establishment of a successful business, transforming their career and overall sense of fulfillment. Conclusion. In the conclusion of Boost Your Confidence by Melanie Fennell, the author reinforces the core principles of building and sustaining self-confidence. The book emphasizes that confidence is not an innate trait, but a skill that can be developed through consistent practice and self-awareness. Fennell highlights the importance of recognizing and challenging negative self-beliefs and replacing them with a more realistic and positive self-view. She encourages readers to apply the techniques and strategies discussed throughout the book, such as cognitive restructuring, exposure exercises, and self-compassion, to everyday situations. Fennell also stresses the significance of setting achievable goals and celebrating progress, no matter how small. By maintaining a focus on gradual improvement and remaining patient with oneself, individuals can make lasting changes in their confidence levels. The conclusion serves as a motivational reminder that with effort and persistence, anyone can enhance their confidence and lead a more fulfilling and empowered life. Thank you for listening to the summary of Boost Your Confidence. For more such summaries, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.